From Studio 87 in Houston, Texas, it's time once again for the STL Ocarina Podcast. And now, here's your host of the STL Ocarina Podcast, Charles Berman. Hello and welcome and good evening once again to another exciting edition of the STL Ocarina Podcast for Thursday, February 8th, 2023. I'm your host, Charles Berman, product tester for STL Ocarina, and in this week's podcast, we talk about the upcoming events with the brand. We got a fun fact, new joke du jour, and a lot of fun stuff. And to kick this week's podcast off, we got a little segment we call it, Did You Know That? In 1964, John Taylor, an English mathematician, developed a fingering system that allowed an ocarina to play a full chromatic octave using only 4 holes. This is now known as the English fingering system and is used extensively for pendant ocarinas. It is used in several multi-chamber ocarinas, especially ones that are designed more to play than one note at a time. Now you know! It is now time to go to your STL Ocarina Podcast Comedy Lounge for your joke du jour. What happened to the musician who played through the silent part of a song? He was charged with resisting arrest. Get it? Resisting arrest? Oh, come on! That was a good one. Really? Don't go away, because coming up after this commercial break, it'll be time to go to your STL Ocarina Podcast Experts Corner for your helpful hint of the week. Stay tuned, we'll be right back with more of the STL Ocarina Podcast right after this commercial break, while I have a talk with our sound man in the back.
This is the world's largest ocarina. This massive piece is 38 inches long and weighs 28 pounds. The inside is completely hollow. I wonder how many gallons of water it can hold. Take a guess in the comments. This ocarina is made of ceramic and is one of only 2 models in existence. It has 9 tone holes, which are so large that you have to press down on these keys in order to change the pitch. Check that out. To play a note as low as C3, the chamber of the ocarina has to be this large. Pretty cool, huh? Like and follow for all things ocarina.
Welcome back to the STL Ocarina Podcast, and now it's time to go to your STL Ocarina Podcast Experts Corner for your helpful hint of the week. Listen to talented musicians. Ultimately, the music that you carry in your head is what will flow from your instrument. Besides practicing regularly, one of the best ways to grow as a musician is by listening to talented musicians perform the kind of music that you want to play. Of course, it takes time, effort, and money to find, acquire, and listen to good music, but can make an immense difference in your musicianship. Time and again, I found new skills showing me up my own playing after listening to skilled musicians do the same. Other times I've known how to approach a tune till I hear it artfully performed. And that was your STL Ocarina Podcast Experts Corner for your helpful hit of the week. Don't go away, because coming up after this commercial break, it'll be time to go to your STL Ocarina news. Stay tuned, we'll be right back with more of the STL Ocarina Podcast right after this time out.
You should learn how to play a musical instrument. Here at STL Ocarina, we believe that music is for anywhere, anytime, and anyone. These are 5 reasons why you should pick up an instrument today. First of all, listening to music, or better yet, playing music, can stimulate your brain and increase its capacity for memory. On top of that, reading sheet music can increase your hand-eye coordination. I mean, think about it. You have to read these little notes on a page, and then your brain converts that information into specific motor patterns, rhythm patterns, sometimes incorporating breathing techniques, all while you're listening to what you're playing to make sure it sounds good. And all of these things have to work in tandem. Playing an instrument can really boost your reading and comprehension skills, especially when you expose yourself to increasingly more difficult pieces of music. And as you learn more difficult pieces of music, you might find that learning an instrument is pretty difficult, but that's okay. That's what makes it a great tool for learning self-discipline. It really takes a lot of discipline to go over the hardest parts again and again to get them just right. And last, and most important to me, and probably a lot of us, is that the more proficient you get with an instrument, the more you can play it the way you want to play it and what you want to play. And that leads to making it a great tool for self-expression. And when the self is expressed, stress levels go down. Who wouldn't love that? So that's why.
Welcome back to the STL Ocarina Podcast. And now it's time to go once again to your STL Ocarina News. We now go to your convention report. That's right, the 2024 convention season kickoff with a double con, double play weekend. As we begin our journey at the Texas Music Education Association Convention in San Antonio, Texas, from February 7th to the 10th. But that's not all, because our weekend warriors will be at Comic-Con in Birmingham, Alabama, from February 8th to the 10th. So if you're in the area, we encourage you to come by our booth in the exhibit hall. If you have any questions, one of our awesome staff members will be happy to help you with any information about our products. The best ocarinas in the world are right here at STL Ocarina. And where can you find us at a convention next? Find out right here on the STL Ocarina Podcast. In other news, we got some more exciting music news In other news, we got some more exciting music videos and shorts coming to our YouTube channel, our TikTok, and all of our major social media pages. Did you know that we have a newsletter? Here's how to subscribe to the STL Ocarina newsletter. And here's a quick demonstration video on how to subscribe to the STL Ocarina newsletter. If you visit the website www.stlocarina.com, you'll scroll all the way down until you see newsletter. Just type in your name and your email address and hit the old submit button to subscribe to the STL Ocarina newsletter. Signing up to the STL Ocarina newsletter is so easy, even Link could do it. And finally, we have a coupon code for our viewers. If you use the coupon code at checkout, Charles, you'll receive a whopping 20% off on all products. Visit our website at www.stlocarina.com. That's the coupon code at checkout. Charles, you'll receive a whopping 20% off on all products. Visit our website at www.stlocarina.com today. And don't go away, because coming up after this commercial break, it'll be time to go to your Hot 8 Bestsellers of the Week, right here on the STL Ocarina Podcast. Stay tuned, we'll be right back with more of the STL Ocarina Podcast right after this commercial break.
Top 5 songs from Ocarina of Time, according to ChatGPT.
Welcome back once again to the STL Ocarina Podcast. That's right. It's time once again for your Hot 8 Best Sellers of the Week from STL Ocarina.com. Music for anywhere, anytime, anyone. Number 8 this week goes to... It is our 12-hole C major bass ocarina, The Harmony. Find musical balance with the 12-hole C major bass ocarina, The Harmony. Number 7 this week on our Hot 8 Best Sellers Countdown. It is the 12-hole tenor ocarina Dragon, descending from the night sky with the 12-hole tenor ocarina The Dragon. Number 6 this week on our Hot 8 Best Sellers Countdown. Number 6 this week goes to... The Dungeons & Dragons, The Rogue, Ocarina Subtle Songs in C major tenor. And our number 5 bestseller this week on our Hot 8 Bestsellers Countdown. It is from our Element series. It is Stay Hydrated with the Element Ocarina, Water in C major tenor. What are the top 4 bestsellers of the week? We'll be right back with the conclusion of your Hot 8 Bestsellers Week, right here on the STL Ocarina Podcast. Don't go away, we'll be right back with more of the STL Ocarina Podcast right after this timeout.
Top 5 songs from Majora's Mask, according to ChatGPT.
Join Planet Fitness.
Welcome back to the STL Ocarina Podcast. Alright. Got it. Alright, here we go. And now it's time for the conclusion of your Hot 8 Best Sellers of the Week. Number 4 this week on our Hot 8 Best Sellers Countdown is... It is... Perfect for the young Zelda fan. This is 12-hole. Classic Zelda tenor Ocarina C major with Legend of Zelda Songbook. That's not all, because our number 3 bestseller this week. Number 3 this week goes to on our Hot 8 bestsellers countdown. It is the 12-hole tenor Ocarina, the Phoenix. That's right, Rise from the Ashes with his 12-hole tenor Ocarina, the Phoenix. Number 2 this week on our Hot 8 Bestsellers Countdown. Number 2 this week goes to, from our, number 2 this week from one of our hottest sellers of 2023. It is the 12-hole wooden tenor Ocarina. And finally, for the perfect Legend of Zelda fan, number 1 this week goes to... It is, for the true Zelda fan, this is one for you. It is the 12-hole tenor Ocarina with Legend of Zelda Songbook. And those are your Hot 8 Best Sellers of the Week. But before we go, we have some words of wisdom for you. There's enough unhappy things in this world. Playing music should be one of those things that brightens your day. And looks like we're all out of time. Thank you so much for watching. If you like what you saw, please check out our website at www.stlocarina.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and all the major social media pages. Join us next week for more live breaking news, upcoming events, and much more, right here on the STL Ocarina Podcast. This is Charles Berman, product tester for STL Ocarina, saying so long from the STL Ocarina Podcast. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next week. Take care, everyone. Keep practicing. We'll see you next time. For more information about our products, Visit our website at www.stlocarina.com.